Take a look at this. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share this video to all of your friends. Now, let's get into the video.
Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and today I will continue with this One Piece game series, as you can see. So let's just quickly revise what we have done in the last video. So, we have worked on creating this hair right here, as you can see. We have made this frame, which is supposed to pop up once you hit this button, okay? And now, we will move on with the accessory, guys. So that's my plan for today. And we will create free accessories. So I've planned to create free accessories for you guys. And then of course adding those accessories inside of this frame. Okay, so that's today's plan. Now there's another thing I want to do before we do that. So I really would like to move this frame into its position once the button has been clicked, guys. So let's just quickly script that. Where is it? So this is our hair frame. Let's move this thing to, okay, wait, let's first of all just take this position right here. And let's do the following. So I'm gonna create another table right here, which holds the information for the frames about their positioning. So the index is going to be the name of the frame, so let's say hair frame, because yeah, so this is the index, and our index equals the name of this frame, which is hair frame, guys. So hair frame equals this. Let's quickly set this inside of a udem 2. And there we go. All right. So let's call this frame selection. And now, so this is the spot where the camera is like moving towards the player's face or towards the body, etc. So once you just click on a certain button right here, and that's also the place where we want to disable various buttons and enable a certain disable various frames and enable or make not various but certain frames visible. Okay, so I'm obviously talking about those frames which are supposed to pop up once you click on one of those buttons on the left. Okay, so how do we do that? It's actually pretty easy, guys. So you just need to make sure that the name of your buttons is contained inside of the name of the frame. So as you can see, this thing is called hair frame, and is of course going to pop up once you click on this hair button. And the text or the name here is also contained inside of this frame, and that's what I'm talking about. So later on we will create the accessory frame, and in that case you of course need to make sure that the thing is named accessories frame. Okay, so that's what I wanted to point out pretty quickly. Now let's move on with enabling that frame. So let's first of all let me get rid of I, because I is already being used. So let's say I4 V in pairs. So I'm gonna do this in pairs loop, as you guys will probably know when you follow my series. So this thing will first of all loop through this screen GUI, and my first intention is to disable every frame which is used to customize the character. So we will loop through the screen GUI right here. For those purposes, let's do script parent. So script parent, so we need to refer to that screen GUI, guys. So script parent get children, so we are basically getting the children or the components. So I think that children might be a little bit irritating for beginners especially, and therefore I like to call them content. So this is obviously the content of the screen GUI, and we're basically just collecting them, and yeah, collecting them inside of a table which is accessible to this loop right here. That's what happens. Okay, so we have all of the components, no, of the content, I mean, and now we just loop through it. So we basically just want to disable every frame which is not this selection frame. That's what we want to do. So we just check for the frame's name. So is the frame's name equal to selection, which is this frame's name? So that's the first thing we want to check out. So if v.name equals selection, then obviously nothing should happen. So we do not want this thing to be invisible. Okay, so therefore we just check for the other case, so the other way around. So if our frame we are currently at inside of the loop is not called selection, then we want to make this thing invisible. So visible false. So v is our instance, I is our index. So you just need to imagine that, well, you have this table right here, which kind of looks like this, okay? Maybe, I don't know. But the v is the instance, so basically this, and I is the index, so this. And in this case, I would give out a number and v would give out the instance which it has collected, okay? And the number it gives out is the spot, let's say. So let's say that through using this get children, or by using this get children, it has received a table in this order. So 1, 2. So the first item, the second item, or the first content, the second content, okay? And you might already notice that I've set first content, and first means 1, and our index is therefore 1 when we try to refer to this instance's index, guys. So that's what I just wanted to point out. Okay, so what this thing does, as I've just said, it makes sure that every other frame, or every frame first of all, is invisible. Like every frame. Even the frame which is supposed to pop up after we have clicked a certain button. So we really disable every frame. And now we just enable our frame. So how do we do that? Script parent. So we once again refer to this screen GUI and then find first child. Now btn name, so this is the name of the button we have just clicked, and as I've just told you guys, you need to make sure that the name is somehow contained inside of this frame. So the best thing, or the thing I'm writing down right here, is that you put the button's name at the beginning and then just add a frame right behind of it. So that's what I'm going to do right here. So it is basically just looking for a component or something. Okay, I've not even specified the class name, so it can be, yeah, it doesn't even need to be a frame. I can also put a part inside and call it hair frame, and it would still like pretend that it has found something all through. It is not a frame and does not fulfill my intention. But that's another topic. I'm just drifting. Yeah, alright, so as I said, make sure that the name of the button is the first thing, and then you just add this frame right after. So that's what I've just done right here. So we are basically looking for that inside of the screen GUI, then we are making it visible, guys. Alright, so let's see if this has worked. Okay, this obviously will work. And now the other buttons will not work because I've not created this frame. Yeah, as you can see, it does give out an error because the frame is not created, guys. All right. So we have now just made it visible, but I wanted to, yeah, make this thing really move out from right to left. So how do we do that? Let's wait, let me duplicate it and then disable it. Now we want to move this in a position which is outside of our frame. Means we need this thing to be at least at, I think, 0.8. Oh wait, yeah. Wait. Well, not 0.8, but at least at 1. All right. So we have this thing at 1 now, and I have saved the information regarding the correct position right here. So that's the reason why I have set up this thing in the first place. Okay, so we are enabling this thing right here, and now I want to create a tween. I hope that you guys know what a tween is. So I have created this tween in one of my previous episodes, guys. So I recommend checking that out to understand how tweening works. So I want to create this tween to move the frame in this position, guys. Let me call this accessories frame. Wait. Yeah, accessories with. All right. Okay, so let's call this thing tween 2 because we have tween already here. Now let's, where is it? Yeah, let's use this as the instance. So this is going to be the frame, either the hair frame or the accessories frame or the shirts, pants, body frame, etc., guys. So we are going to perform the tweening on this one. And we just want to change the position. So basically just need to do the following. So info frame btn name. Okay, so we are basically referring to the table. Now we are looking, so instead of these brackets, we are looking for something which has the same name as our buttons. Oh, wait. btn name plus the frame at the end, so the frame text at the end. So we are basically looking out for this, and then by referring to this, we automatically receive this. So that's how it works. Let's see if it has worked, guys. I hope so. Unable to cast to dictionary. There we go. Okay, so it did not work. Wait, let me just quickly try out something. Maybe this will work. So remote member of. Okay. Guys. I did not even write down what I want to tween. Okay, so we want to tween the position property to the position which is hidden inside of this code, which is basically referring to this. Yeah, so that was the issue. There we go. So the frame is now being pulled inside. Let me remove, or let me make this accessories frame invisible. Now, as you can see, it works. It works, guys. All right, so that's it with those frames. So whenever you add a frame inside and follow the rules I've just told you guys, so remember the rules regarding this name, etc. So if you follow these, then everything should work fine, guys. Alright, now let's move on with creating the accessories in Blender again, guys. So I'm gonna use Blender in the following episodes. So I'm just gonna create, well, everything for each category right here in each episode, which is following now. And we are probably going to finish this in several episodes, guys, and then after finishing that, I will move on with the actual game, guys. So with stats, combat moves, devil fruit moves, guys, and I actually want to script them from scratch. So as I've already told you in the first episode, I think. So that's my intention with this series right here, guys. But enough of the talking, guys. So let's just make some preparations before we move on in Blender. So I thought about creating a head, a cape, and, well, maybe some kind of bandana, which is worn around the head, so, well, to cover the mouth area, so worn as some kind of mask. So these are my 3 accessories I want to create for this, for this game right here. And the fact that we use, or the fact that we want to do a cape makes us, forces us to use the whole dummy, because I need to, create the cape right here and then pull it down, etc. So we need to export this whole dummy. So select this dummy, right click, and then go to export selection, and then select your path, guys. And remember the path, because we're going to need it in Blender, guys, because we want to import the dummy inside of Blender to work on it. Alright, so see you in Blender, guys. Alright, back here in Blender, guys. So the first thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna enable this plugin right here. So screencast keys allows you guys to see my key, my mouse input in this left bottom corner, as you can see. So let me spam my mouse clicks. So there you go. I'm just gonna spam my keyboard at this point. As you can see, you should be able to follow my key controls, guys. But I'm gonna give you guys a short description on what I'm about to do, etc. So it is easier for you to follow me, but I'm really expecting you guys to at least understand the basics of Blender. So maybe you should be familiar with the movement, with all of these operations you can do, scaling, rotation, or rotating, extruding, etc., guys. So be familiar with that, and you should be able to keep up or follow my steps. Okay, so Control A to select everything, as you can see, so everything turns orange because it is selected, and then press X and then delete. So that's how you delete stuff. Now we gotta import the dummy we've just exported. So go to File, Import, Wavefront OBJ, and now let me import this whole thing. Yes, so select the thing, and there you go. So as you can see, the dummy is right here. So how do we get this guy to this center? So it is outlined in orange, means it is selected. Press spacebar, go to set origin, select the second thing right here, and then go to geometry to origin. So we basically want to set this geometry to the origin, which is currently, which is always at this point. Okay, all right, so that's how we do that. Now we can do many things on this dummy right here. Let me just rotate him in a good position, because a little bit, okay, so that should be okay. All right, now let me create the cape first of all, because I think that's the most easy one to do. So wait, let me explain it to you guys. So Shift A, to go to this Add Selection tab, GUI whatsoever right here, then go to Mesh, and then you can either select a plane or a cube. Well, let me select the plane because I think that this one is, yeah, more useful at this point, because we would need to, yeah, slice a cube a lot or cut it to, yeah, only get this area right here, because we only want certain aspects of the cube which are already given through this plane, you know, so we do not need to cut everything out just to get this plane shape from the cube when we are able to add the plane right away. So that's why we add this plane. Okay, enough with that. So I've just scaled this thing down, so press S to scale it, and then you can press either X to scale it on the X axis, and then, or you can also press Y to scale it on the Y axis, and Z to scale it on the Z axis. Come on. Okay, so select this thing, hit tab, and pay close attention to the text right here, so where it says object node. So once I hit tab, this whole thing turns into edit mode, various buttons appear, or many buttons to appear, and our whole thing turns orange, and those points appear at all of these corners. So what is the meaning of this, guys? So if I spam A, I can deselect and select everything. So these are called vertices. I can move them around, and these form the geometry at the end. So that's all about vertices. So now I'm gonna hit Z and go to this wireframe view. So as you can see, I'm able to look through this head, which covered this plane earlier. So I'm able to look through it. And now I'm gonna place a cut. So Control and R to place a cut, and then you can increase the amount of cuts by turning your mouse wheel either down or up. So I'm gonna keep this at 1 cut at this point, and then I'm just gonna leave it at the middle because I really just want to place a cut in the center right here. And now we can just select those 2 vertices and remove them. Now add a new modifier by going to this wrench icon and then adding a new modifier, and add the mirror modifier. And in this menu, make sure to select the axis which actually reflects the thing. Okay, so when I just select the x-axis, you can see that the plane is not reflected on this side. When I select the z-axis, the plane is still not reflected, but when I select the y-axis, it is reflected. You can also enable clipping. So what clipping does is, so let me just keep this disabled, and now as you can see, I'm able to move this inside. Okay, so these overlap. Now when I enable clipping, I'm unable to do that. That's all about clipping. And now let me select those vertices, and now I can just, so I've just pressed E, so let me select them again, E to extrude, and then I hit X to only move them on the x-axis after I have extruded them. Now you can do that, and I'll press G to move it around, and then you can press either X, Y, or Z to move it on a certain axis. I'm going to press Z at this point to only move it on this Z axis right here. Okay guys, so that's it with my quick explanation about the controls. So I do not think that I'm gonna go into much detail after this point, because, well, I think that I've explained everything relevant. Yep, right. Alright, so that's it with my cape. Now, what am I going to do with this one? So I'm gonna apply this mirror modifier on it first of all. So that's the first step. Now the second step is to add a solidify modifier on it. So what this thing does, let me just show it to you. So when we hit face orientation, the bluish marked things are just going to look normal. Means you cannot look through them or anything. So you are actually going to see them the way you see them in Blender, okay? So you cannot look through them, they're not invisible or anything. Okay, and the red marked areas are the exact opposite. So these are invisible to you. Means if we would just export this thing as it is right now, we would have the cape right here, okay, which looks totally fine from the back. But if you take a look from the front, then you will barely see anything, especially not if you are directly in front of him and only paying attention to the bottom right here. So these will just be invisible, so you will be able to look through them, and that has to do with the faces. So we currently have only so we only have one face at the moment, okay? So if I would move this one, then you would see that it will move from here as well. So you can only see the movement from here, but you can see it from here as well, and that's an evidence for my statement that there's only one face. Okay, so one face from the outside, and we do not have another face from the insides. Okay, so they share the same face. So we need to add one more layer or one more face to this one, so we can manually do that by selecting everything, extruding, and then etc. So doing that thing, or we can just make use of this, where is it, solidify modifier. So as you can see, this whole thing gets a little bit thicker, and if we enable face orientation, we'll see that the red marked areas are not existing anymore. There we go. So just apply this modifier, and now let me just make this thing smooth. Now let me apply this edge split modifier, and as you can see, my cape starts to look like this. Okay, and that's it. So this is our cape, and now I'm just gonna export this one, my folder. So I'm gonna delete this dummy right here, and then go to File, Export OBJ, and now I'm just gonna select the path right here. So cape, export OBJ, and now let's move on with the rest. So let's create the face bandana I was talking about. So again, Shift A. So I'm gonna go into detail at this point. Alright, so this is our bandana. Let me do the same thing here as well. So if we enable our face orientation, then you will see this. Do not care about these red marks right here because they have no relevance. So you have to imagine that the other layer is like sticking out, okay? And well, this is a little bit misleading because so there is actually a layer which covers the red marked area, so just do not mind about it. Now, is it shade smooth, add split, apply, there we go. This is our bandana. Now let's export this thing to our folders again. There we go. Now Control Z to undo everything. And now let's create the hat at the end, and then let's apply everything in Studio. Let's import everything inside of Studio. So I'm just gonna do a basic, or create a basic top hat. Well, yeah. I'm gonna create a basic top hat right here, so there we go. There's nothing special about it, so just a basic top hat. Okay, so I'm gonna make this smooth, apply this add split modifier on it, and then delete this thing, and then just export, guys. Export. Hat. There we go. Now, back in Studio, let's import everything again. I'm just gonna use these three things right here. I'm just gonna paste them inside. So here one is going to be our cape. All right, there we go. Remove this original size thing. Okay, so we just broke this thing. Perfect. very good. All right, there we go. Now finally, we have managed to find something which fits. All right, there we go. So this is our cape. Perfect. Yeah, very good. Let me move it right here. Now the next thing I want to import is our bandana. Remove this original size thing because it just scales everything down. It irritates a lot. Alright, so this looks great. So the second thing, or the bandana, is also done. Now to the last thing, so to our top hat. This is going to be the easiest one to, to adjust on our dummy right here. So, where is it? Come on. There we go. Okay, so we messed up regarding the faces, but Roblox has luckily added this double-sided option, and now we've just fixed everything, guys. All right. There we go. So that's our top hat. Okay. So these are our 3 accessories. Let's create a folder inside of our server script service, just as we did with the hair. Let's call this one accessories. And let's place these 3 items inside. Okay. Now we are just going to do the same as we've done with our hair. So let's go to our accessories frame right here. Let's go inside of the scrolling frame, and let's just add everything inside. So let's call this thing cape. Where is it? Let me add the handle of the cape inside of here. Okay. Now the second thing is going to be the bandana. Sorry, bandana. Let me remove the existing handle and let me add the new one. Copy inside. Last thing is going to be our top hat. Top hat, remove this. Now let's add this thing inside, guys. So copy and inside. Alright, now let's go inside of this local script right here. And now instead of saying change here, we just want to change our accessories. So change accessories. And then right here inside of the server script, we can just copy this existing code and then do else if task is change accessories. And now we can just check for something called accessory. So I'm just going to change it down here as well. So what we are basically doing is the same regarding this hair. So watch the hair tutorial to understand it. So we are just first of all checking for something called accessory inside of our dummy. If that exists, then we want to destroy it. Means if we have an accessory equipped earlier, then we want to remove it because we do not want our dummy to represent two accessories when we only have one equipped. So that's what we are basically doing right here. And that requires our accessories to actually have the name accessory. So as we have written it right here and not something like bandana, cape, or top hat. And that's yeah, that's regulated at this line right here. So we are setting the name of every accessory we clone to accessory, and we are cloning them right here. So we are just accessing this, or we are referring to this accessories folder, then looking for the value means the name of our button we have pressed, and then just clone one item, call the accessory, and then put it inside of the dummy, guys. So let me just demonstrate you this. This should work now. At least I hope so. So accessory, okay, this needs to be fixed, but it does work, as you can see. All right. Where is it? Cape. Now let me increase the distance right here, and let me pick something instead of the selection script. So after turning them to false, let's do the following. So position X, scale 1. So we are basically moving them out of our screen. Okay, does not happen. Wait, so script can get children. If not, come on. Scale cannot be assigned to. Position X, scale. Okay, then it's just new 1 0 0 we position Y scale 0. So maybe this will work. Okay, so why isn't that frame appearing? Airframe, accessories frame. Why isn't this thing working? Okay, so why does it set its position to that? Oh, my god, I did not set the info right here. Yeah, so do not forget to do that as well. That's the reason why, guys. Alright, there we go, guys. So if you have enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends, and turn on the notification bell, guys. Leave me feedback in the comment section, guys, and take care. See you in the next video, guys.